Hi, I'm going to show you how I'm making click and pad tracks for leading worship with. So the first thing we need to do is pick a song. So let's say we'll do This I Believe by Hillsong. The first thing I'm going to do is go to songbpm.com and find out the tempo of that song. Alright, Hillsong Worship, This I Believe, 142 BPM. I'm going to go to metronomer.com to download 142 BPM click track. So I'll type in 142, 4/4 is correct. They have three sound options here, click, bottle, and tambourine. I prefer the tambourine to the click because their click does not really have any highs. It's gonna get very muffly in the in-ear mix while you're playing, and so that tambourine is gonna do way better. It's got that high piercing sound. It's gonna help you stay on time a lot better in the ears. Alright, they got 610 beats here for 4 minutes and 17 seconds. I actually want to get this to 20 minutes, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So I'm going to add beats here until I get to 20 minutes. Alright, there we go. 2,840 beats. It's going to be 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and download this. I've actually already downloaded it for us. So I'm going to hop over to Logic. Alright, here I've got this 142 BPM click track that I've drug in here, as well as this Key of C pads. Now that Key of C pads is the only thing I spent money on in this whole process, and it's from worshiptutorials.com. And they do a lot of guitar lessons and instructions on how to lead worship, things like that. One of the things they offer is this worship pads, and it's for $15. It's 12 audio files, so one for each key, and it's 20 minutes of a tonic pad, and it sounds really, really great. You can make your own pads, but they just did a really great job. It's a very full sound. It really just comes out and embraces you in silence or underneath any other music you're playing. And each of these tracks are 20 minutes long, which is why we did this 20-minute click, is because when we're done, we're going to have 20 minutes of a click and a pad, and so that's going to be plenty of time to play a song, flow through an altar call, or whatever we need to do with it. So I would just drag that key of C in here, which I've already done here. The only thing I need to do here now is pan one to the left and one to the right, so that I will have click in one track and pads in the other. So I'm going to go ahead and pan this tambourine click all the way to the left, pan this pad all the way to the right, and so now when I bounce out in stereo, one will be just click and one will be just pad. So the most important thing here is just to make sure that we're bouncing out in stereo, and I'm going to name this 142 BPM 4/4 click C pad. Now the reason I'm naming it like this is I've made a lot of these clicks for a lot of different songs, and instead of making the same tempo and the same key over and over again, if I just name them according to their tempo and their key, then I can use the same click for several songs. So for example, the song Alive by Hillsong Young and Free is 132 BPM, and we do it in the key of D. Also, the song Oceans by Hillsong United is 132 BPM in the key of D, so I don't need to make two tracks and reinvent the wheel. I can just name them as that. And so I have, I'll show you here, a whole bank of clicks and pads separated by those names so that I don't have to keep remaking the same ones over and over again. I'm going to go ahead and hop over to ProPresenter to show you how I'm actually using these. I'll make a file here called example. And we will load in the song This I Believe. And we'll do one other. Let's do Oceans because we've already talked about it. Alright, I'm also going to make an audio playlist, for example. I'm going to take these two audio files and drag them into here. So here's that click that we just made, and I'm going to go get the click for Oceans. Alright, now the reason I'm using ProPresenter instead of a program like iTunes or something like that is iTunes will not crossfade unless it's at the end of a song. And so with these 20-minute pad and clicks, I'm rarely going to use the whole length of it, and I really need to be able to crossfade smoothly from one song to the next without getting to the end of the song. And it's got this little function down here called this audio transition time. And what this is going to do is it's going to crossfade at any point of these songs when I switch them over. And so I like to keep it between 1 and 2 seconds. And so with these files here, I'll be able to crossfade from one song to the next, and it'll be really smooth and won't distract anybody. So I'm going to drag these audio files over these slides to make the media cues, so I can click on the name of the song and it's going to play the pad for it. So I click on this, I believe, and it's playing that 142 BPM click with the C pad that we made earlier. I click on Oceans, and it smoothly transitions to that 132 BPM 4/4. Alright, that's pretty much all there is to it. With this, the only thing I spent money on was those worship pads. That package from worshiptutorials.com is $15, and I think it's definitely worth the money. I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of it, and I vastly recommend getting it. You can make your own pads with Logic or MainStage or something like that, but it's just a really great product that they're offering, and I think the cost is very affordable for what you get. If you don't have Logic, you can use GarageBand or even Audacity, just any digital audio workstation where you can pan one track to the right and one track to the left and balance out in stereo will work just fine. If you don't own ProPresenter, you can go to ProPresenter's website and download it. Even if you just download the trial version, the only thing that their trial version has is a watermark right here on the video, but we don't care about the video. We just want the audio function for it, and so the trial version works perfectly well. If you have any questions, leave me a comment or send me a message. I'll put the links to all of the websites and downloads that we used for this in the section below.